Hello everybody, it's your boy coming at you with a video after yesterday's game against the New York Jets, who we officially beat. We are now 12-0 all time against a New York team that we've owned since the early 1980s. Now, but actually since 1976. That's the year the Eagles started playing the New York Jets, and since from '76 till now. We have played them and beaten them 12 straight. And so that's the longest streak without any losses against one team. And that stands in the record books. But I'm gonna say this here though, at some point that record will end. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I hope the record ends when I'm gone off the face of this earth. You know what I'm saying? So I mean I'm not gonna sit here and jinx myself about that, but it's a possibility between now and next time we play the New York Jets because see now, but the Jets got a defensive coordinator who's their head coach, and they're gonna start building pieces year in and year out around that guy to make the Jets team a better team. They already got a franchise quarterback by the name of Zach Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Who played pretty well in the first half, but the second half he kind of fell apart, and the Eagles took him apart after that. They sacked him once or twice, and yeah, they sacked him twice. Actually, one half by Sweat, and the other half came against other half of that sack came uh, uh for Hargrove. So yeah. So and they picked him off one time, but for some odd reason, I don't understand the life of me because a lot of these things now have to fall into place because see, we supposed to have beaten the New York Giants week before last, but that didn't happen because the Giants have found a remedy in a way to contain Hurts because they know Hurts don't have that much of an arm strength to get the ball out. But this bye week that I'm about to talk to you guys about, because these things need to happen during the bye week. I didn't mention it in the last video because the video that I talked about when the Eagles beat the Jets, it was basically mostly based on statistics of what happened during the game. But now, since that's out the way, I can talk about the bye week and what needs to happen this week, or actually next week alone. Because see now, I did say in the video after when it's bye week, the Eagles now get a chance to go their separate ways. You know what I'm saying, and work on their self individuality. What I mean by that is get the head straight, get the head away from football for a little minute. You know what I'm saying, and then after you come back, it's time to get your head back into focus again, or to get refocused and get your head back in the books again, and get ready to roll against the Washington football team who we play after this bye week. So that's the main focus. But these are the things that I think Hurt needs to work on because see, I can't I can't say nothing about Gardner Minshew because Gardner Minshew is a quarterback. The guy's experienced and he has a cannon of a. I'm not gonna say he has a cannon of an arm, but he got an arm, but he has adequate arm strength where he can get the ball out 35, 40 yards downfield for first downs. He can do that, which is what Hurt needs to work on during this bye week. I'm not exactly sure how he's going to do this, but I have heard and have read and that Donovan McNabb have been mentoring him during the course of his transition as a franchise quarterback or his first beginnings of working as a quarterback. Because if you got remember Donovan McNabb when he was drafted, he didn't play right off. Doug Peterson played in his place, but in between week 1 and week 10, someone longer been there or close to the end of the week, the Eagles let Donovan McNabb take over the rank because by that time McNabb has absorbed enough of Andy Reid's offense where he can run it himself. And then in 2001, you seen the Donovan McNabb took full control. I'm sorry, 89, no 99. I'm sorry, not 2001 to 2000. I'm sorry, McNabb was drafted in 99, but he took over the rank in 2000. But anyway, in 2000, when Andy Reid, when McNabb got full documented with the offense, he took full control of the offense from week 1 and did real well going into the end of the week in 2000. And in 2001, then you start seeing the maturity all the way down up into 2006 or 7 when he started fading in a sense. What I mean by fading, I mean you start seeing his arm strength kind of leave him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because he had like 10 or 12 years run with the Philadelphia Eagles before the Eagles traded him to the Washington Redskins at the time. So, but with that being said, then look at all the teams that he had played for. The Washington Redskins at the time. Then he went to the Minnesota Vikings, which is where he last played. And then after the Minnesota Vikings let him go, you started seeing them start throwing the ball, keeping himself in shape, but not to maintain a quarterback whose arm strength was no longer what it was many years ago. So when you see the Arm McNabb faded around that time. But with that being said, Hurts doesn't have the best arm strength in the world, but he can't get the ball out if he has a clean pocket. So this off season, this off season rather, or you could say this off week, he needs to be getting himself prepared and ready. And I'm not exactly sure what he's going to do, but he needs to start throwing balls during this bye week. I'm not exactly sure where he needs to go. Maybe he need to go to a quarterback camp, or maybe he need to start throwing with some of his receivers when during this off week. I mean, this thing that he needs to do. He needs to start throwing the football. I think if he get better throwing the football this off week, that'll give him a little bit more confidence when he can get the ball out in the hurry for adequate throws. Because see, need I remind you, Minshew has that adequate throw. He can throw the ball accurately. He just doesn't have that lateral arm strength that Hurts has, or lack thereof. So this is what Hurts needs to do. He needs to get into the bye week, like I said in the video a few seconds ago. In this bye week that he's off, he needs to go to some type of camp or do something and practice throwing the football. Because I think the better he get, the better he know how to throw the football, the better he can hang it in the pocket and get the ball out in the hurry, and then he can up and fool the linebackers, the cornerbacks, and safeties, and get the ball out. Once you fool them guys, because if you're going to throw it right, you fake the right and throw left. You know what I'm saying? Or he can fool both cornerback and linebacker and toss the ball over the top for a first down to a receiver tight end downfield. This is what he needs to throw on. I mean, the running is already there. The confidence is already there. What is not there is his adequate throws of the football. I think if he can get that down pat this week, he'll be all right. That's all he needs to work on. But like I said, he has the confidence, he has the running ability, and he has the left and the right where he can get the ball out or get the ball out in the run. The only thing he needs to do is practice throwing the football from within the pocket. If he can get that done this week, he will be probably a complete quarterback. Because I'm quite sure you guys have seen the papers or seen the news these last few days how Roseman lacks confidence in Hurts. Now, need I mind you, he was the one who drafted this guy. You drafted him, but you lack confidence in a guy who you replace him with Carson, replace Carson Wentz with him. So if anything, it's your fault, but it's not Jalen Hurts' fault. It's your fault, Roseman. So anyway, enough of that. Now the second thing need to be worked on is the offensive line and getting guys healthy. Kelce went out with a knee injury in this New York Jets win. Not only him, Sanders also went out with an ankle injury. Now you got two guys on the offensive side of football that's injured. So Sanders should be back after the bye week because he got plenty of time to rest that ankle. The same could be said for Kelce, but Kelce injury is a little bit more serious because I think he got pushed back on that knee, or some guy come around the corner try to sack try to get to the quarterback, and I think the helmet of the defender hit his knee. I'm not exactly sure what it was. I didn't see. All I know I saw him. All I know I saw him on the ground, agony and pain, holding that knee. That's all I saw. So I pray hope that his knee injury ain't that serious. I hope it's just the bruised knee, cause a bruised knee don't take long to heal. Bruised knee takes about a few days to heal, but you gotta exercise the kinks of the knee out because when you get back off the bye week, you gotta go back to practice. So I'm hoping that's what I hope that's all it just the bruised knee. I hope it's not a bruised MCL. I mean, I hope not a knee sprain or some type of MCL injury or ACL injury. We don't know because the reports haven't gotten out yet. So we really don't know what's going on with Jason Kelce's knee. But we do know that Sanders' ankle was banged up, and he then went back into the game. And so the Eagles were able to use the other game where they used Gainwell and used Boston Scott a little bit there. So the Eagles got some players that should be back after next week. Howard also went out 2 weeks ago. So called last week and this week he missed. So in 2 weeks. So he should be back in full contact after the bye week. So getting him back is gonna be vital because we gonna need somebody to pound the middle of the Washington Redskins front, and he's got to do it. Now, had they had him with the Giants game, it probably would have been a different outcome because the Eagles didn't run the ball very well against the New York Giants, but they ran very well against the New York Jets. They ran well running the Jets, but the New York Giants they didn't do it. So because they didn't have that physicality of Jordan Howard to bang the middle of opposing team defense. So he'll be back next year. I mean, he'll be back this week, and I hope he come back next year. But anyway, he'll be back next week. Which car should be back next week? What's his name? Miles Sanders should be back next week, and I'm praying and hope that Jason Kelce knee is not serious. I hope he'll be back next week as well because like I said, these some guys that need to be rested, and there are also some guys on the defense side of the football that's hurt too. I think if I'm not correct, one of the linebackers, Davian Taylor, right? Davian Taylor got hurt many weeks ago, so he should be back next week as well. I think he's the only guy on defense that's hurt. So he should be back next week as well. So the Eagles should be up to full strength after the bye week. So like I said, we got four more teams to play, and these are division games. We got to play the Washington Redskins at home, New York Giants at home, then the Washington Redskins on the road, and Dallas and Philadelphia. So that's how it ends up. 2 home games. The Washington Redskins gonna be at Philadelphia. I'm sorry, y'all. My voice is I'm trying to get these words out right without making the mistakes. It'll be Washington at Philadelphia. It'll be New York at Philadelphia. Is it? Yeah, New York at Philadelphia. Then after New York, it's Washington at Washington. And then our last game is Dallas Cowboys, and that's gonna be at Philadelphia. So they got 3 more home games to go. 3 out of 4 home games to go. If the Eagles can get, cause right now we're 0-2 at home. If the Eagles can be 3-3, at least 3-3, or at least 4-2. 4-2 would be nice, which means that we gotta win the next 4 division games, and that could be kind of tough because of those 4 teams, Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins are the most legit because Washington playing pretty good right now, and they're 6-6, and they are in 2nd place in the NFC East. We are 3rd place because we're 1 game behind them. 2 games. We're 1 game behind the Washington football team. I don't know why I'm started saying Redskins. Washington football team, and 2.5 game and a half behind the Dallas Cowboys. So these games are vital. We have to win them, and there's no beating around the bush on that because we got it. That means that Gannon got to put some more kinks in the defense during the bye week, because we need our guys back healthy. He need to add more kinks to the defense. Nick Sirianni needs to get back to the run game, get back to what won us the 4 of the last 6 games that we played. We need to get back to the run game. Hurts needs to practice throwing the football from the pocket and stop running every time he gets a chance, because it's like teams know he's gonna run the football, but they know he ain't gonna throw it. So he need to learn how to throw the football from within the pocket. He need to find a way to manipulate defenses and get the ball out for first downs or 5 yards, 10 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards. Cause Hurts has a strong arm. The guy arm is real strong. He just can't throw the ball accurately. And when he finally gets the chance to get the ball out accurately, then he'll be on the money with his throws, on the money with his runs, on the money with his reads, on the money when he manipulates defenses, and most importantly, manipulating defensive coordinators' minds. Because when you pass in the pocket, they know you're lethal. Look at Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson going on 4 years in the league, and of those 4 years, it took him 2 years, or 3 years actually, to become a top quarterback. It took him 3 years. This is his 4th season, and the guy now knows how to manipulate defenses. He can get the ball out in a hurry. He has a strong arm. He can stand in the pocket before he breaks the pocket. You know what I'm saying? That's 3 years. 3 or 4 years that he's been in the league so far. And the Baltimore Ravens has already okayed his 50-year option. So sometimes next year he's gonna get a new contract next year, and that because he got to this is 4th year in the league. Right now he got one more. He playing next year. He's gonna be playing under that 50-year option, and I'm quite sure the 50-year option is gonna be about 10-15 million. So what long been there, and that's gonna be a cap hit for him. So you know the Baltimore Ravens is gonna work out a long-term deal to keep him in Baltimore for the next 10 to 15 years for his foreseeable future. So Hurts needs to stop thinking about that. If he want the big money, he gonna have to learn to get the ball from within the pocket. He gotta learn how to throw the football. That's his only mishap. That's his only mishap. He gotta learn how to throw from the pocket, and once he get that down pat, he'll be good to go. So that's the things that the Eagles need to work on in this offseason. Hurts need to get better to read defenses, manipulate defenses, and throw from the pocket during this bye week. We need to get Miles Sanders back healthy. We need to get Jason Kelce back healthy. We need to get Davian Taylor back healthy. We need to get this whole defense playing on the money. On the money. When the bye week comes to an end. Because that's why they call it a bye week for it. Because you don't play so many weeks of football, you need a break. So this is a break for the Eagles now. And yet I'm just so sorry it took so long for this bye week to happen. And I'm hoping next year this bye week don't be as long. I hope it's like in the middle of the season. Because we see now it's 17 games. So between week 8 and week 9, the Eagles should have a bye week. Say like a week 13 or week 14 of the season. So that need to change. I'm hoping next year that does change. But anyway, those are the things that the Eagles need to work on this bye week. So I'm bringing you this video. I hope you like it. Comment, share, like, subscribe. And the notification bell on top as always, press that. So when I do a video, you know, come straight from me to you. Because when you share, that means you care. So anyway, it's your boy, Green Talons. EAGLES Eagle, baby. Let's do this. They come out strong this bye week and do it right. And I will be doing another video on the Eagles. Probably, like I said, if there's anything happening between today and Friday, I will try my best to get some content out for you guys, for your listening and joy and pleasure. And like I said, Praise out. One love.